And ask anyone who was in Kina, I used to sit by myself. I sit by myself. Because who would believe my story? And I didn't want to talk to anyone. People would just laugh like everyone. So I sit solo.
Jimmy, the prison, the pit. You know, when you read about the story of Joseph, those places when things are...
It's a pit,
the pit, or when, hey, me, I'm in Potiphar's house, things are good, suddenly, puppy in the prison. How do you get out of there?
Okay, and it's a journey. It's not even. That's what I keep telling people who I talk to now. And you have to consume the entire process. It's painful. Sometimes you don't see light at the end of the tunnel, but you have to trust God that it's a process. And it's His process of remolding and regenerating you, bringing you back. And so I got to this place where I took everything until it got to a point where, I don't think it was said differently. I think it rang differently this particular day. And so I sat up. And I said, that's not me. That's not the kind of person I am. But the person who's saying this is somebody who I thought was Mtuangu.
Your ride or die.
Yeah. Yeah? This is not my wife, it's somebody else. And so I stood back. But also remember, at this point, my marriage is in a mess as well. And so I took a step back and I said, let me find, who am I? And I'm glad I asked that question because I later found out not many people think it has to start with you. People think we are a millionaire, and hence suicide. You know what I mean? And I'm glad I asked myself, wait a minute, let me step back. Because of course you still meet people, hey, jina kubwa na struggle. Sina do. Can't even buy food,
And so you can't even buy food. You're being taken care of.
I couldn't even afford to take a boda unasema nini. So I took a step back. And I realized that the only person who can take me up is, the only way I can get back on top, on my feet, is if I get up through God. And I remember that day when I made that decision, I was, so my nephew had given me his car to use because he lives with a mom in Canada. And I remember this time when I was asking myself these questions, I locked the car. I was in the car and I fungered the windows and I broke down. And there were, I was parked near guys. And I cried and I said, God, man, this can't be my destiny.
It doesn't end like this.
It doesn't. Thank you. That's it. It can't end like this. Okay, you do what you want, man. Whatever. You have to get to that. You have to accept that you're down and you can't get up without God. You have to accept it. Because, bro, you can't do it by yourself. Fact. You can't. So it's basically, I had to lay myself back. If I was in the desert, I'd be mwagging myself mchangani. I'll be it. And then my journey started from there.
Dude, you're telling me you got to the point where, for real, to yourself, where you decided and said, Bila Mungu. Yes.
Let me tell you. So it's just that I can't say much in terms oh my God. I was in a bad place, bro. I was in a very bad place. I became the talk of the area. I became the brunt of the jokes and the laughter. Me, Jimmi Gathu, people used to laugh and tell jokes about my situation. Can you imagine? And I had to go through that. And that's what got me to say, this can't be my destiny. God, this can't be me. It can't be me. So, I guess the only way I can get up is I need your help.
Oh.
And I came back to it and I said, oh God, here, bro, if I was nimelala kwa that's how it was. And my life changed from there. And let me tell you something, and this is important. In a marriage, we all come from different backgrounds. And the Bible says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And a favorite speaker called late Miles Monroe gave a presentation one time and he said, love isn't enough to fix a marriage or relationship. And I never got it. I'm like, what are you saying? Because I used to tell people I married my wife because I fell in love with her, which is true. But then in terms of, do I know her? Does she know, so we've come from different perspectives. And it is years later that I realized, oh my goodness, we didn't start from a point of knowledge. And then we came to celebrity status, and then there were children, and then the society, and then we were put in this pedestal, and so both of us are, and she's angry, I'm angry, all those things, and we know, comes to a whole poof. You know what I mean? So it's that whole confusion that tears you apart, literally tears you apart. In anger, and I'll say it again, you have to consume that for you to get out of it and understand it and understand each other. You know what I mean?
It's not for evading.
No!
Through. That's the only
Bro,
coming out.
Unachukia mtu. Mimi namchukia. You have to, brother. Go through it. That's the only way you heal.
Yo.
And so, back and forth, and I turned, I'm like, whatever negative stuff I hear from anyone, I'm going to flip it to rise me up again. So what I do is anything negative, you're not this, where I tell God, and I say, me, I'm not this person. He flip. Evil.
Wow.
And I started, you're a husband. God, and I say, I'm a husband. Anyone. God, and I say, I'm a husband. You're a husband. Okay, let's see. Come. Hifo. Then Tess Musalia found me. Husband, no. The only person who can fix my husband's communication strategy is you. Me? Yes. I've looked for you for 3 months. Me? Yes. I don't have money, but Jimmy, I need you. You do what? I need you to fix my husband's communication. Do you know what that does to somebody who's broken? It wasn't about the money. She could pay me whenever she wants.
I'm not a husband.
But Tess Musalia, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi's wife, wants to hire me to help her husband's communication strategy. Oh, Jesus. I'm needed. Jimmi Gathu is needed. Do you know what that does to you? And so there we are. And then one time, Api Matele calls me and says, Jimmy, finally, I have a role for you. What? I have a role for you. It's not main character, but it's an important role. And so Kina comes up. And now forget, and then, I get Sanaipe, and then Kina happens smack in the middle of my beginning to find myself emotionally, to wonder, what is this? Why is this happening to me? You know, that whole, so I'm angry, I'm hurting, I'm in pain, and I don't know how to fight back. And I don't want to talk about it because I'm a recluse. I've shared my story with somebody and they told everyone, and everyone laughed at me. I'm not going to share. Now in Kina, there was directors. Gatonye, I call him the African storyteller. There was Isaac Kimiri, and there was Mwadulo. And ask anyone who was in Kina, I used to sit by myself. I sit by myself. Because who would believe my story? And I didn't want to talk to anyone. People would just laugh like everyone. So I sit solo. And so these two directors, who later on found out what I was going through, they told me, listen, turn that anger and hurt and emotion
to the character.
Yes. Whatever emotion you're feeling, chomoa it through this character. And so, Jimmi Gathu, the content creator, created Fred Tandala. I breathed life into Fred Tandala. From my pain.
And you found a way to release it.
So when you see me crying on Kina, it's real. I don't need the glycerin.
Yes.
And all these directors are like, dude, okay, so we're gonna, and let me tell you, it's not easy, eh? They're like, dude, okay, so let's talk. So we'll talk, okay? So this scene is about this. So and I would talk about my experiences with these three directors separately. And they're like, okay, now, so this experience is what I want you to tour here.
Wow.
I tell guys, I was nominated for the Kalash Awards. For me, that was victory. I didn't care whether I won or not. I got nominated. I got some, people noticed. Yeah. Fred Tandala was therapy.
Man.
And it took me and took me and took me to this journey that also, because I had to go for therapy. I was so angry, I almost hit depression. Almost. And my neighbor then saw me and cried and called for help. And I got into therapy. And the two, now I began to understand myself and unpack my realities.
Things from you and your child.
Yes.
And then, onwards.
Yes. And then I began to understand what my wife was going through, why she was angry. And wait, what about her? You know what I mean? But this would not have happened if I had not consumed what I was going through. If I didn't consume the hate, if I didn't cry and say, why are guys doing? I had to, because then it made sense when it was unpacked. I now can understand where she's coming from. And that's why I told you in my preface, it's difficult to break my family. Shit with stuff we've gone through. And it's a journey where, but you have to start, and when having conversations now, I'm thinking, wait, I thought that's what, no. I thought that's what, no. Evo. It wasn't, no. But you see, umekasirika, ona hauski, yeah, so lazima uconsume, the God tells you, wait, wait, clear. Niwache nikutengeneze. God, mimi naweza, ngoja uone. And then you say, God, okay, nimeshindwa. Umeshindwa sasa. Wacha nikufix. And so I understand That's why I talk about what I talk about on my radio show.
Which came now after?
This is 20. Okay, so it's interesting. So here's the thing.
So COVID,
I'm working for, I'm doing Kina. I'm only doing Kina. Kina was my mainstay. Kina was my highest income earner.
But for you, it's like you're coming back.
I'm coming back, yeah.
Because before COVID, you had nothing.
And remember, Kina is on my first TV series. My first TV series was Changes.
Yes.
But in Changes, I was doing well.
Mm.
I had 3 German cars in my backyard. You know what I mean? So Kina, I'm nothing. Mtu wa boda. Napanda boda. Kama sina boda, from the Kina set, natembea mpaka home. Natembea.
What?
Yeah. Jimmi Gathu, didn't I live? No, okay. Natembea, sina ndo. Tazozana huko na watu. Anyway. And then so, the only person who kept in touch with me from the time nation, when we were declared redundant as a nation, was Tom Japani. And Tom would call me like 3 months. Kakae, kofete, clear, have a conversation. Ivo, just talk, you know. And would have, so eventually, Japan tells me, Jimmy, you know what you were talking about over the years? Yes. You come and do it here. I'm like, what? You come do it here. Okay, sawa. Yeah, just put something together. So I did.